So we're about to go meet Roy, get a workout in. My first time at Fitness Fizz at Burgers, but yeah, we'll go check out the spot, see what it looks like. Honestly, it looks like a pretty sick gym, man, not gonna lie. What's up, bro? Okay, thank you. Wow, this is so premium, bro. I've never had anyone give me a locker card. Alright, oh my god. Actually, I've come here before, bro. I don't know why I'm capping. I came here like 3 years ago. Another client of mine brought me here.
Used to serve soft drinks, like sugar soft drinks. Now,
They used to serve soft drinks, you said?
yeah, like Sprite, Coke and all that. But then they have changed it to like become the...
How long ago was that?
I think since after COVID, they got the sharing parts back. And then now it's exactly like they have coffee and tea and then...
Wow, amazing. What's gonna be your beverage of choice?
Espresso.
You gotta get your pre-workout in.
Yeah.
Let's get this workout in, man. Push. Good. Leg drive. Use your legs. Yep. Push. Good. Few more. Take your time. Push. So if you have some lower back issues, you need to go super parallel. You can stay a little bit more upright. So I want you to start here, okay? Without changing anything, just sweep down to my hand. Okay, so you're about almost touching your head, right? Now from here, you lift everything up. Okay, most people, they kind of stop here, right? So we want to get deep stretch. Yeah, so you want to make it harder, you do this. Big stretch at the bottom, come on. Big stretch, big stretch. Pause. Finish through the top. More, more, more. How defeated are you? Right leg here, okay? All I want you to do is slowly lower yourself and sink your right knee as far back and as low as you can. You will not believe the workout we have got this man doing right now. Yo, keep going, bro. How we doing over here? Fuck. Come on, keep going. You're the Grandmaster Wizard, bro. Protect with your staff. Go.
Oh,
No more. Alright, workout's done. Let's see what we're dealing with. What kind of lighting we're dealing with. Yeah, dude. Nah, you grew a lot, bro. Alrighty, we are joined by the lovely
Roy. I have a regular corporate job. I work in usually in office desk bound. I'm a marketing manager and I'm turning 36. Actually, I've been gymming for 8 years before I met exam. This year was a weird, when I hit 35, I felt that, wait, what have I been gymming for 8 years and then, and nobody can tell. It's just that I seem like someone that will run and everything, but that's when I decided to do something different and take charge of and try to get more knowledge about what do I eat and what do I gym, how do I sleep, and more holistic approach towards this.
So I guess kind of run me through, man. I mean, like you said, no one ever told you like, hey Roy, you look like you gym, even though you've been working out for almost a decade before we met, right? I guess how did that make you feel, bro? Like what kind of emotions ran through you when like you go to the gym, you hit a workout, and then you never really felt like this was something that was recognized by other people? Like how did that make you feel, bro?
So there was this incident. I have a new intern who joined my company, and then I was walking past this small boutique gym, and I said, "Whoa, cool! There's a gym here." And then she said, "You gym, man?" And I was like, "Ouch, ouch!" But I guess you can't feel too happy about it.
Brutal, bro.
Yeah, and she's an intern. She's young, and I can't like be angry at her. So it doesn't feel good. For the first time in a long time, when I walk to the office, I gained quite a fair bit of muscle. Maybe you can't tell, but you must see that before. But it's when people start to notice that, yeah, I see your chest, and not like I'm craving for that kind of admiration, but it's nice,
So I guess like before joining, like you've been working out for 8 years, you said like the interns will even ask you whether you actually worked out or not. What was like life like for you back then before you joined the program?
I don't really look forward to gyms. It kind of is a drag. Sometimes I go to the gym, I hit a few sets and I'm out. it makes me feel better because I feel like, oh, I've went to the gym. But actually, at the gym, I was thinking about everything else but the gym. You're cruising in the gym. You know, I hit 3-4 times a week, but sometimes when I go to the gym before I join the program, I don't know what I did, man. It's like
Cruising.
She
was cruising.
I may not have to finish the set, whatever that makes me feel good. And sometimes I feel that I didn't even sweat, man. It's like, but now I look forward to the gym session because I start tracking my weight, my reps, and when I see improvement, I get excited and say, hey, I hit a new personal record. You actually put in that workout and you feel great after that. Like the body feels great.
You said a lot about cruising, right? So you've just always been on like autopilot mode, never really like ramping up the gears to get to where you want to be. I guess what made you decide to work with us, right? What made you decide to work, like actually try and change your life? And like, how was that?
What made me want to really take this step forward, like I said, is personally is hitting the 35 years mark. So at my 20s, I saved money, I invested, and then now 30s, I have some financial, more independent. Now in my 30s, what am I investing now for my 40s? I still want to be fit enough to travel, to see the world, to climb, mountains. And also I had an accident 2 years ago on my collarbone, so it shattered into 5 pieces. And that is why I think there's no better time than now. I know that muscles start to decline after a certain age.
What kind of limiting beliefs do you have about yourself? Because there were quite a few of those, right? When we sat on our first call together, right? What kind of limiting beliefs do you have? And also, what hesitations did you have before joining?
Firstly, I didn't think it was possible for me. I didn't think like I can become fitter.
Well, I remember on the call, right? You told me that you were aggressively average, bro. That he's always never pushed for what he wanted. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, because you were scared of failure.
To be exact, is I've always told myself I've never put in my 110% for anything. Yes. And it's also because I'm afraid that if I put in my 110% and I get a 50 marks.
How do you feel like there was any hesitation before joining the program?
I mean, the biggest hesitation was also whether I could do it. Like there was a lot of things like, I have a holiday in between. I have a lot of farewell parties. I'm a very active social person. I still want to club. I have a buffet session booked. I have 5 farewells for this my best friend that's moving overseas.
Literally all the receipts of these events have.
Yes, because I have to clock every single meal, right? So that was hesitation 1. Hesitation 2 is also the fact that it was online, fully online, right? Nutritionist and everything. And then Sam convinced me that, when he was doing it was also fully online. In fact, it will be a more sustainable and more accountable way for yourself when you're doing it online because no one is watching, but you still got to do it.
Yeah.
And of course, sometimes we record a video and he's still watching a few hours later. But those were my hesitation at the start. I think pretty much, yeah.
I want to ask you, man, like during the process of like 12-week transformation, how was that like for you? I mean, kind of detail it a little bit at the start. What was that like? What were some hard parts for you? And what were some surprisingly easy parts for you as well?
I was losing a lot of weight before I met Sam, to a point that I'm 171 cm and I was dropping to about 57.5 kg. Nothing is wrong with my life. I just felt like it's too peaceful and then there's nothing much happening. It's in kind of a good way. But because of that, I also lost my appetite, When I work from home, I just don't eat. So the first big change was getting breakfast in. And I realized if I don't take breakfast, I have to eat twice the amount for dinner. So I start planning. All these are the initial difficult part. My requirement at the start was less than an hour. So catering to the rest time in between, I hit my workout plus warm up in about an hour, 5 minutes, 1 hour or so. You hit the whole body for 1 week, for one session. So when you're shake out for your chest, okay, next is arms. Shake out for your arms, next is your legs. And shake out for your legs, next is your abs. And I just think, okay, I'm done with arms, I'm done with this. Next. And it's easy to follow. My request was no injury. So we really did.
Yeah.
We really did.
And how was that though?
Yeah, it's still tough, man. Right? It's not easy. But I did see my improvement in my body.
Eating out, socializing, because you say you're a very social creature. You're traveling all the time, right? Spending a lot of time with friends and family. What was the playbook? What was the frameworks that you got out of this program that helped you during these periods?
So it's about forward planning, and
There you go.
because I know I'm clubbing, and then it's just literally, then you will know that drinks are literally just empty calories. It actually affects your sleep and therefore affects your workout the next day.
Yeah.
So if I know I have a big meal coming up, I have a social activity coming up, and then the entire week I'm especially motivated to stay clean. Forward planning, so you know you have a celebration, you have birthday coming up, you got to eat that whole cake. Then my earlier 2 meals, that whole week is exceptionally consistent. And the great thing is you feel great doing that
Yeah.
because you know you prepared for that meal
Exactly.
and you feel very happy. So I deserve
Because
this.
you earned it.
Yeah,
And you earned it
deserve
smartly. Now, tell me about what results you get at the end of the program, man. I mean, we talked about like how you were like beforehand, all your limiting beliefs, how you've always cruised through life, how the whole program was like even when you were socializing, traveling and everything. Now tell me, at the end of the program, what results did you achieve? How do you feel about yourself now?
So I was about 57, 58. 12 weeks later, I'm about 62 and my fat maintained. So imagine when I increase your muscle, your fat percentage. Maintain means your fat percentage actually dropped. So this is a part of the result where, and colleagues saying that, and friends saying that I have bigger chest. I look at some of my mirror, I also feel more confident. In terms of the mindset shift, like I said, is being more in control. It's surprisingly, fitness or physical, right? It surprisingly spills over to other aspects of your life. Like how you will feel if it is possible this way, the other aspects of my life, it can also be possible. Do I want it bad enough to dive into it? So that's what I'm still figuring it out. Because I've been a marketing manager for 10 years. And what's my next steps? Because of this fitness journey, now I'm also thinking I don't want to cruise through my career steps anymore. And I have never asked myself, what are my next steps? And also, not to mention that, just to recap, I now execute the steps. I push to failure without injury. I know what to eat. Yeah. So all these little things that I didn't know before the program. And you may know that you know all this, but really executing it is different. And if you have done it, if you think you can do it, you would have done it already. That's
Actually, I totally agree with that, because I was gonna ask you, what would you say to a person who is, maybe he's not a marketing manager like you, but he's also a high level manager working for an MNC or big corporation. He's saying like, I can do it myself. Or maybe he's also saying that like, I just don't have the time. Or I don't have the finances to go and eat like this, to invest in myself. Like, what would you say to people who say these things?
I mean, you always have time. It's always a matter of priority and choice. Like, I know people who wakes up earlier for their workout. I know people who sacrifice 1 or 2 things. Like one Netflix show, you can hit a workout. You just skip 1 episode, you can do 1 workout.
It's a great way to think about it.
Yeah, and it's only 1 episode. You can catch up with the episode on the way to your train or whatever. I think in the future, right, coaching is going to be a big thing. It can be coaching for anything.
Yeah.
I think coaching if you look at our next generation, okay, I'm the different generation from you, but if you look at the next generation, they know, fortunately enough, they know what is good for them, and they respect each other's profession, right? I think maybe people my age, late 30s or early 40s, might still be a bit, do I need a coach? Or it might be like, if I need a coach means I'm not good enough. But everybody can have a coach. If someone is better than you, he can already coach you. If you think you can do it, after you have reached this step and you have a final hesitation, go ahead and try and do it. Try and do it. If you can do it, then that's great.
What are some things that new Roy, right, Roy 2.0, that you right now can do that the old Roy couldn't?
It's more of thought clarity. The workout, yes, the Roy 2.0 is able to confidently execute certain workouts and pushing to failure without worrying that I will get that injury. But the thought clarity that I want to say is, I no longer say things, at least to myself, that I don't have this because I don't want it. But actually deep down I may want it, but I'm just afraid of trying to reach out to get that thing. It's the same for every stage of your life, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Who says that you cannot hit your prime at 50?
You heard the man. Final question, final thoughts. What is your plan for the next 1 or 3 years, long-term goals? Right? You finish the program.
So first I set a target for myself. I want to continue to increase my muscle mass. I'm 62 now. I want to hit 65. The goal I set is by end of year, I'm going to keep hitting new fronts.
All right. So what would you say to someone who's trying to get in shape, man? What would you tell them to do? What advice would you give to them?
I said it before, I say it again. It's like if you could have done it, you have done it already. You know. So just doing this once, just try it, and then I don't think you'll regret it. In fact, I might think that you will feel very proud that you have earned money somewhere else and you are willing to spend it back on yourself and then improve as an individual. And it's all aspects of not just physical, but it improves all aspects. That's all.
Appreciate you, brother.